Hey guys, it's Kiko with Las Vegas Magazine. We're here with Ashton Bray from Fantasy, the strip's Sexiest Tease at Luxor. And we're going to talk a little bit about your role in the show and maybe get
Yeah,
into some other things.
great.
So you are the performance director?
I am. Yep, I'm the performance director at Fantasy. It's a new position that was created for me. I basically teach the show,
Okay.
keep the show clean, give show notes. I teach all the dancers, singers, aerialists, all of the blocking. I
Yeah.
communicate with our union crew. So I'm kind of the eyes and ears for our producer.
Okay. And now I know that you told me you've been also been called the mama of the show.
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
I just have like a maternal energy and I love my girls so much. I love my cast so much. And I feel like I always just try to make sure everybody's okay. Safety is my number one thing. And then like emotional safety too. So I'm really happy that people can come to me with their problems and I try my best to solve them.
Okay. Now, how long have you been with the show?
13 years.
Okay. And let's back up a little bit. You were born and raised in
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yep.
Okay.
I started at my local dance studio when I was 2.5. As soon as I could walk and talk, I was singing and dancing. I always said I wanted to be a pop star. I would go when people were waiting for their tables at restaurants. I was in like diapers. I would go around and try to sing and dance for each table.
Okay.
I would
Okay.
perform for my stuffed animals. So my parents put me in just our local dance studio because they weren't performers. They didn't really know what to do with me.
Okay.
And I wasn't a very good dancer for a very long time because I'm very tall. I'm 5'11".
Wow.
And when you're growing that fast, you lose your flexibility, you lose your balance, you lose your coordination.
Hmm.
But once I stopped growing, all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm really good at this.
Okay.
And so they moved me to a more competitive dance studio. I was dancing 40 hours a week.
Oh,
Couldn't get enough. I loved it.
how old were you?
I started dancing 40 hours a week at 11.
Wow, that's a commitment.
I wish I could have more. I wish I could do it now.
Really?
Favorite
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Favorite thing, but no one's paying for my dance lessons now, so
Okay.
I can't. And then I went to college for dance, Oklahoma City University. Graduated with honors because I love school. I wish I could go back. And then I moved out here.
Okay. Now you were um Miss Black
Black
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
How did that come? How'd you get into like the pageant circuit?
Yeah, so Oklahoma City University is a really tiny performing arts school, but they've cranked out 3 Miss Americas, which is
Whoa.
insane.
Okay.
So I was just kind of minding my own business in class, and I was approached by someone through the school who asked if I would compete in the pageant. So I won Miss Black Oklahoma City University, and then I went on to state where I had pageant coaches and fitness trainers, and I'd be on the treadmill watching CNN, answering interview questions, and I went on to win.
Okay. Now and you were still dancing this whole time, right?
Yes. Yep.
So is there, did you come to a fork in the road where you could go pageant or dancing?
So part of the pageant was talent. So I got to perform. I did a contemporary dance one year. I did a top number the rest. And then after I won, I got to tour the state and like promote my platform, which was awareness for cervical cancer. So I got to speak at lots of women's events and it was really
Oh,
cool. But yeah, I was doing everything all at once.
okay. Okay. And what are you classically trained in? Like what form of dance?
I started in jazz and tap. That's my strongest. In college, they add ballet 5 days a week because ballet is the building block of all dance, but I would never consider myself a ballerina.
Okay.
Musical theater jazz is one of my strongest. And now, because I've been in the show so much, like heels jazz, which is its own new category now, is definitely what I'm strong in.
Heels jazz.
Yeah.
What is heels jazz?
Yeah, so it can be a lot of different things, but basically you are wearing some kind of ballroom heel or stiletto heel, and it can be everything from hip hop to jazz funk, everything you kind of see on like Instagram or TikTok, those dances that are kind of sexy, that go famous, those are considered heels.
Ah, okay. And you said that's kind of like a new category to
Yes.
dance. Okay.
Yeah.
So then what year did you move to Vegas?
2011.
Okay. And you landed here. Is there a reason why you chose Vegas?
Yeah, it's a great story. My sorority sister, she was a senior when I was a freshman. She would always kind of keep in touch. And then she saw me kind of go through school. And when I went to my senior year, she said, "Hey, I've been in Vegas. I'm making a great living. I'm working a lot. You're tall. You're beautiful. You should move to Vegas." And I'd always thought New York or LA, especially because I have a singing background and I love musical theater. I had an acting coach out in New York. But I came to Vegas on spring break with my mom.
Eh?
I stayed with her. She showed me she was in a show. She's a cocktail waitress at the pool, and she go-goed at night. She owned her own house. She owned her own car. And I was like, yep, check. I want to make my own money. And she had a backyard and a dog. I was like, I want to live here. And so I moved in with her. She's so wonderful to do that for me. And I moved July 4th. July 5th, there was an audition, and she said, I'm just gonna dress you, you're gonna go, you're not right for the part, but just go, make some friends, see how the town moves, and I booked it.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay, very
So
nice.
I know, so nice. I've been so lucky. So I booked it. That was Bite at the Stratosphere, which
Mhm.
RIP, but it was so good.
That
It
was a
was
fun
so good. It
show.
was so fun.
It was. It
It
was
was so fun.
vampires.
Yeah, we were like classic rock vampires, and so I did that for a year.
Okay.
And then I left that show, had a private audition for Fantasy, got hired on the spot, and the last day at my uh, at at Bite was then the next day was my first day at Fantasy.
Wow, okay. Okay. What's the difference between when you say I had a private audition? Is there
Yeah, so
other
we do probably once a year, like a big kind of cattle call, you might say, with 20 to 30 dancers.
Okay.
I teach the combo. Our producer is there taking notes. This was an unscheduled audition. I needed a way out of my show, and Anita met me in the lobby and taught me a little combo and hired me.
Okay. Okay. So, is it did you know somebody? Like, how
Yes,
did you okay,
yes,
okay.
yes. One of the ladies in Bite, her family all worked at Fantasy, and so once I told her that I needed to leave the show, she set up that audition, and it's really funny. We were supposed to have it on stage in the theater, but we were locked out for some reason, and so Anita, she's such a character, she said, "Okay, I'm gonna put on some music, improv for a little bit, then I'll teach you a combo, and then we'll talk." I said, "Okay." So she puts on some music. She's like, "Go." And I just start, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just dancing. She rips off the music. It was still a boombox at the time. And she goes, "I'm not going to insult you by teaching you a combo. You're hired."
Okay. How did that feel? I mean, were you just like, "Yes."
Oh, I was so happy. It was the best show in town then. It's the best show in town now. We're treated really well.
Okay.
It's all women. Like, I love working with women. It's a women leadership team.
Okay.
So,
Okay, and it's Anita Mann is the producer,
correct.
creator, all the titles, all the
All the
things.
titles.
So let's get into the show. Let's tell the people about the show if nobody's ever seen it before. How do you
Okay.
explain
My
fantasy?
pitch. Yeah, Fantasy
Yeah.
is a fabulous show. It's a production show. It has 8 female dancers, a lead singer and host, and an aerial act. And we just added a fire act as well. It's everything from contemporary music to oldies that you love, and it's dance forward, but it's also sexy and fun.
Okay, and it is topless?
It is topless, yeah.
Okay. Let's veer off a little bit and talk the topless.
Sure.
Did when you moved to Vegas, did you know that you'd be comfortable doing topless shows?
Yeah, yeah. I've always been super comfortable with my body, but when I moved out here, my first show I saw was Jubilee. And if you've ever
Right.
seen Jubilee, actually before I even moved out here, before when I was there on spring break and years before, and it is just the most classic, classy showgirl show. It's so beautiful. And those women are just like, I remember thinking, like, these are the most beautiful women I've ever seen. And I said, I want to do that.
Okay.
I always knew I wanted to be a performer. I remember there was this movie, it was like a Disney movie, A Great Mouse Detective, and there's a burlesque scene in it, and they're like little mice, and I was probably 6, like, reenacting it, like, I always knew that was my path, but also there's a history, like, topless performers go back way back in Europe, and it's always been part of our entertainment history, and I think it's really cool that Vegas still does it. There's an art to it, you have to hold yourself differently.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, so when you're topless, you have to hold yourself
Yeah,
differently?
all these muscles are nice and engaged no matter what, and, like, you have to consider your lines, of course, like, everything
Interesting.
nice and arched, like, you never wanna, hang low, so it is an art, and you don't really see unless you see someone doing it really well or really poorly, you're like, "Wow, there is a huge difference."
Okay, okay. Um, does it feel empowering when you're on the stage topless? I mean, there's like, I've been to Fantasy multiple times, and sometimes there's like hoots and hollers, like when you guys take off your tops. Does it make you feel empowered as a woman? Does it get you more excited? Like, what's that feeling?
Yeah, I just feel really in control.
Okay.
When I'm on
Love it.
stage, I'm in control of my body. I'm in control of the audience's emotions and reactions. Like, I really do feel like they're in the palm of my hand in the best way, and like I'm on my terms.
Okay. Okay. And do you feel like that's generally how all the women in the cast feel?
I don't know. I think so.
Okay.
But just speaking for myself, like I am my most purest, my most honest on stage.
Okay. Okay. Um, and the numbers. How
Mhm.
I mean, it's called the strip sexiest
Yeah.
tease. Sexy numbers? Like, what kinda numbers will people see?
We kind of explore different fantasies. So there's the bed fantasy, which is the menage a trois, which is very sexy. The country fantasy, which is just more fun and silly a little bit. We have Roxanne, which is my favorite number. That
Mhm.
song is incredible. I think that's our sexiest number, but we skirt this line of like, oh, we're not overtly sexy or playful and fun and interactive. And I think what's really sexy is that like we have so much confidence. We're not sheepishly on stage. Like we're like, this is us. This is what we do. We love each other. We love performing. And we have a meet and greet after the show, and we always have women coming up to us and like, I loved seeing you on stage. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna wear a sparkly dress and I'm gonna rhinestone my clothes, and like they feel empowered, which is so cool. I didn't think that would happen.
And it's interesting because you do see a lot of women, couples,
Mhm.
older, younger. I mean, it's kinda cool that's not just a certain demographic coming to your show.
No, no, and I love having the women in the show. I love watching them in the audience. I always pick them out first because the men, I'm happy they come too,
Mhm.
but I'm always wanted to make it a special experience for the women and the couples.
Okay. And now do you have any solo numbers in the show?
Um, kind of. My main number is called solo dancing.
I love that
Oh,
number.
it's the best.
That
So
song
it's
is
so good.
awesome.
It's so good. Anita choreographed that and found the song, and it's by an artist called Indiana. And I start the number on stage by myself, and it just like slows everything down,
Mhm.
and it's really bare. Like I'm not wearing much, just lots of sparkles and gloves, and I'm up against the curtain, and it's just the spotlight and just me, and I feel I'm just really, really happy to do it. It wasn't originally created for me. The
Oh,
number was created for, and it just got passed down. And when I was told that I got to learn the number, I was so excited. And then at the end of that number, there's this back bend. It just lasts forever, and I couldn't do it. It wasn't in my repertoire, so I changed it.
okay.
And then Nita said, "No, like you have to do the back bend." And I learned if you do something on stage every single night, 6 nights a week, you figure it out.
Okay.
You learn how to do it, and now I could do it. I could do it right now.
And that kinda goes into the next thing I wanted to talk about. How often do you guys practice? I mean, as a dancer, do you dance every day because you have to for the show, or are you doing it for pleasure? Is it just to make sure your body's always trained?
So we all have very different paths of how we got to fantasy, but it is our responsibility to keep our skill level
Okay.
where it is. Sometimes we don't rehearse very often. We only rehearse when new numbers go in, or if a new dancer or singer goes in, we'll do a rehearsal for them.
Okay.
But other than that, the show just continues. So, as a professional dancer, it is your job to take your notes. We get to watch film
Okay.
sometimes, or watch yourself and practice on your own.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? Most
That's
people
neat.
think we rehearse
I thought you rehearsed, like, every day before the show, like, you could do ran through the show. No.
not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
And what's crazy about fantasy, because it's 7 days a week, we have different casts in every night.
Okay.
So you don't do the same part every night. You do different parts every night. And it's on you to make sure what moves in opposition, what your blocking is, what parts you're in.
So you play different roles. Yeah, like, how many nights a week are you in the show?
6.
6. Okay, so almost the whole the whole week. So do you change positions every night?
Have a different show 6 nights a week. There are some main things. I always put myself in solo dancing. That's my
Okay.
part. And I often will do Black Velvet, which is a duet, which can be really tricky. I like to be in that one too. But other than that, like where I'm at in the opening, where I'm at in the finale, it's always different. It's good for me because I can then, I'm part of my role is dance captain, which is making sure the show is clean. So if I'm moving around, I can see if different sides are doing things differently, if people are in the wrong spot, if people are messing up. So it's good for that.
So you're like, whoosh, keeping everybody in the okay. Okay. Um, and I mean, after so you've been dancing since you were 2.5. After all these years, is it ever like, "Oh my god, I have to go on stage again and
Never.
dance, like, I'm so over this."
Never.
Okay.
I wish I could dance more. I wish I was
Really?
I wish I could take more class. It's hard to get out of the house and make yourself take a class where you don't know what you're walking into,
Mhm.
because it's my favorite thing to do.
Okay.
All of the other stuff, I'm happy that my job has like evolved and I'm on Teams meetings, and I'm grateful for that, but I would rather dance
Really? Okay.
forever.
Really? Okay. So no other career, like, you're like, maybe I'll try this career instead of dancing"?
No, I don't know. There's a lot of things I like to do. I
Mhm.
love to cook. I'm a really good cook. I
Okay.
love to host events. I host events and parties. I'm kind of the party director of the show.
Okay.
Maybe something in that realm, but I'm also being primed for something in maybe production.
Okay.
But shows are tricky.
Oh.
And it's just like owning a restaurant or owning a dance studio. It becomes your whole life.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I do.
Now you said back that you couldn't decide if you wanted to be on the East Coast or the West
Yeah.
Coast or Vegas, and, I know we had talked before and you had, when you were younger, had aspirations of being on Broadway.
Yeah.
Do you see a big difference as far as dance goes in Broadway and a Vegas stage? Is there a big difference?
Well, every show is so different now, but you can be on Broadway doing step touch, in a big costume, but
Mm.
there's a lot more prestige that comes with being on Broadway. Vegas
Is
is always,
uh,
yeah, we're always, Vegas dancers are always scrapping it out.
okay.
And some will open a new show in Vegas and they'll bring all their dancers from most of the time LA. And they last for a little bit and then eventually, because Vegas dancers know how to work hard.
Okay.
We know, and there's so much work. We're so blessed. There's so much work. So it's just
So are, like, Vegas dancers, like, are you saying they're more scrappy and, like, just, nose to the grindstone kinda thing?
just think we're used to working triples and doubles, and I do think that also we hold a higher standard to how people can treat us because work is so bountiful and we don't have to pay, in LA or New York, those
Mhm.
kind of rents. So
Yeah.
we can be more choosy about what we do. But the Vegas dance community is amazing. It's pretty small
Mhm.
and we move around a lot. There used to be a lot more shows, but still, like I know everybody in every show and people are always doing creative things for free or showcases or music videos or photo shoots and like you can do everything.
Okay.
It's cool.
Why do you think fantasy let's see, it'll be 26 years this October.
27 years.
27 years this
This
October.
October. Yeah.
Okay. 27 years. I
Yeah.
mean, that's like I mean, that's amazing. How has it lasted this long, in your opinion?
Um, our branding is great. I feel like Anita was one of the first to pick the ladies and then make them really essential part of the brand as
Okay.
opposed to just the name. And then we changed the show so much. Every year, 3 or 4 new numbers, keeps it fresh. We have a ton of people who come back again and again and again. We have
Mhm.
people who've been seeing the show since 1999.
Okay, that's
Yeah, and it's also essential that we change the show because just the normal demographic of people know so much more about dance now than they did 10 years ago. You have
okay.
Dancing with the Stars, you have So You Think You Can
Oh,
Dance,
it's
you have like,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if we weren't keeping up, if our steps were dated, if we didn't have great technique, normal people would know.
Mhm. And you guys have some pretty high-end choreographers as well, right?
Yeah, yes, I got to work with Mandy Moore, which is a
Mhm.
dream come true. She choreographed La La Land, she choreographed all of Taylor Swift's new
Mhm.
stuff. Like she is incredible.
Okay. So the caliber of dance that people are seeing I mean, it's up
Yeah,
there.
it's as high as I can go. It's like,
What do you like to do on your time off?
uh,
You said host.
yes,
Okay.
I love having people over. I love throwing parties,
Okay.
especially like themed parties, but I love the outdoors. I love hiking. I love the ocean.
Okay.
So
Well,
for a
so
while,
you get out of Vegas, right? If you love the ocean?
yes,
Okay.
for a while, every other week we would drive. I would drive to the coast, go to San Diego or Dana Point, and stay there. But that's gotten away from me because I need my water. I'm lucky enough to have a pool. I swim in my pool every day that it's warm enough and then it's not windy and dirty. So, I love to go to festivals. I love to go out and dance. I love to go out to eat. I try to live because I feel like my one day off is my one chance and I don't want to sleep it away. Like I want to do a million things.
Okay. You're playing up the sexy part on stage. I mean, do you walk around the house and you're like, I'm sexy? Or like go to the grocery store and like, I'm sexy. Like, do you feel sexy when you're not on
Yeah.
stage?
You do.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I no, I just love my no, that's amazing. I love myself and I hope that everybody can get there. I know like I've been blessed with my genetics, but also just think like you have to spend a lot of time with yourself.
Yeah.
And if you don't like yourself, like that's the only thing you have in your head all the time. I don't dress like I know typically sexy.
Okay.
I like to like cover up because I don't want attention from anyone.
Okay.
I just feel good. I
You
feel like
for you.
myself. Yeah, but I really don't want to talk to anyone at a grocery store or at the airport, which does happen. Especially because all my clothes now are fantasy branded and, like,
So people recognize you from the show,
yeah,
or are you just saying
on
people
the show.
Oh, okay,
Isn't that crazy?
that's
The
amazing.
airport most of the time. I'm like, "I just saw you on stage," and I and my giant hoodie on and my
Okay.
sunglasses. I'm like, "That is so cool," and I know that's cool, but it's also I hate it. Go. I
Is it 'cause you're, like, a little shy or
It's just, like, the fantasy of me
Ah,
on stage is very different than who I am in, like, with my, family at the airport.
okay. Okay, so you gotta go see Ashton
Yeah.
in Fantasy. I mean, just go see the show. I've seen it. I think it's, like I think next time will be number 7. And it's just a good show. It's a good show. Go see Ashton, go see the Ladies of Fantasy. What do you wanna tell the people out there? Why should they come see you?
Oh, because the show is amazing. If you've seen it once, come see it again. If you've never seen it, come see us. It's great for couples, it's great for everybody, it's great for occasions. We've won best bachelor party, best bachelorette party, so let's see all of you guys out there.